Well, good afternoon, everybody. It looks familiar, doesn't it? I know. What's going on, Rick? What's going on? Couple of things. I moved my plants back out to the welding room or the grow room, I guess as you call it now. Over the last week or so, that window right there, and you can see the canopy out through the window already. You can see the framework of the canopy. That's where the plants are going to go. So they're closer to being outside at this moment. I just hand them back out, hand them right through the window. But I moved them out here for a couple of reasons. One, the light that I'm getting this time of year, and remember, I'm early spring now. Today is April 13th, I think. Yeah, April 13th. So the sunlight is not as low in the sky as it was during the winter time, or right, because right now we're early spring. Sun is much higher in the sky, and so I'm not getting that strong direct light through the windows anymore. I'm just getting some bright indirect light. It's sufficient, but it's not really as what I'd really like the plants to have. So I moved them out here where this room has fluorescent lighting, has natural light that comes through that north window, but it's not strong light, it's just indirect light. But there's also 600 watt metal halide lighting in this ceiling up here also, and some really strong ventilation. I have everything turned off right now so I can stand here and talk. But those lights are really strong and will simulate sunlight. So I'm going to give these guys lots of bright light over the next 4 or 5 weeks till they go outside. And out here I can put my cart right out here, put the containers on the cart, put water in them, mix up nutrients, and I can take the plants, and I don't have to carry them out to the shop like I have been for the past 5-6 months. Between the sunroom where the plants have been all winter long and the shop where I water them, there's a set of steps in between that. So I have to take the plants 2 at a time out to the shop and down the steps and back up the steps. I'm not complaining. I'm just explaining. And it has taken a toll on my back and my hips and joints and stuff over this past winter. Anyway, I moved them out here for a couple of reasons. One, the sunlight, the lighting issue. I want to give them a lot more light. This will kind of harden them off before they get outside. Giving them really strong, bright light right now will get them going well. So when they go outside, they'll transition much easier. Because even under my 60% shade cloth, it's going to be pretty bright for them. So this will help them get ready for it. And also, it saves me a lot of wear and tear on myself just watering them this way. And I'm going to spend the next 5 or 6 weeks fattening them up, plumping them up, and getting them as ready as I possibly can. I've got a handful of plants that need to be repotted that have outgrown their pots, and I've got a couple that are struggling with some nutrient issues, no big ones, mainly a couple of phals, but for the most part, everything's doing pretty good. Even though they've been neglected over the past 5, 6, 7 months, trying to keep up with Jan's treatments, cancer treatments and everything, the plants have been neglected, and I'm not trying to make excuses, I'm just being honest. They did not get the attention and the water like they really needed. A quick update on Jan, she's doing wonderful. She's just healing and just getting her strength back. All her treatments are finished, she's completed with it. So thankful for that. But she's only a week since her last radiation treatment, so she's still trying to get her strength back. She's very tired, and she's not going to school anymore. She's graduated, she has her license, she's finished, taken all of her tests, she's done. She's working as a nurse for the hospital where she is getting her cancer treatment, actually. And she absolutely loves it. One of my favorite parts of the day is when she comes home in the evening and she sits down and tells me about these incredible people that she's got to meet. Some of the most incredible patients that she's got that have really touched her heart, and I think at the same time, I think she's touching a few people's hearts as well. I think she gives some comfort to some people who are struggling, and see somebody who's gone through what she's gone through and doing so well. So I think there's a purpose behind all that, and I couldn't be more proud of her, and I'm so happy to just sit back and just watch her reap the benefits of all her hard work. Truly is just a blessing, really is. The plants are doing, for the most part, are doing really well, like I said. Still lots and lots of blooms. I'm going to pop you off the tripod here in a minute and show you a little bit more. They are still blooming hard, still growing hard, and I can tell the hormones are being triggered. They're wanting to start growing. Springtime is upon us. The growing season has started, and I've got new plants that are sending up flower spikes, new shoots, new canes, new bulbs, new leaves, and it's time to keep up with it again. So I'm upping my nutrient levels, I'm upping what I'm feeding and the frequency. So this room out here has a lot of ventilation, so right now I have the fans turned off so I can speak, but if I'm not filming, there's 2 oscillating fans running all the time out here, all the time. Early in the morning, one of them shuts off for a couple hours and gives it time to cool down, take a rest, and the other one, when it turns back on again, the other one shuts off for a couple hours and takes a little bit of a rest for a few hours. But they're on timers to give each other a rest, but at the same time, always make sure there's air circulating in this room. Continuously, I have air in here. And I can exhaust the room too, and that is on a timer also, so at certain times of the day and the evening, it will ventilate and circulate the air. But that kind of works in relationship with the humidifiers and stuff in here. Right now, if you look, what does that say? 80% at 77 degrees, 80% humidity, 77 degrees. And that's what I'm trying to do. In the evenings, like we're starting to get towards the evening now, as the sun starts to go down, I'm up in the humidity quite a bit, and it stays that way until the exhaust turns on around, I guess, around midnight, and then it'll drop it back down a little bit during the early morning hours. So it doesn't just stay moist in here, but during those early evening and late evening hours, they get a lot of moisture in the air, and the humidity will run upwards close to 100% in here. And you can watch the roots turn green and the plants just open up. You can tell they're pulling moisture out of the air. You know, and for a lot of these plants during the nighttime, during the evening hours, is when they open their stomata, the holes on their leaves, and absorb better. And they seem to just really like it. So I'm trying to take advantage of it and, you know, grow like Mother Nature, a little bit more like what she does. Plants are scattered out all over. I just kind of got them out here, but I'm still kind of moving them up and down on the shelves, and everybody's finding the right position. And just starting to feed them and water them. So as I get into it more, I'll get the camera, I promise, and show a little bit more what I'm trying to do. Let me grab you real quick and I'll give you a closer look at some of them. This was just a quick shout out, say hello. But some of these phals are still just blooming, and you have to remember they've been blooming since October, November. And I mean, going on what, 4 or 5, some of them almost close to 6 months. Here's that big white one with all those flower spikes. I'm feeding it. It's got new leaf popping out. It's held on to its leaves. It's got good color. And it's holding on to all those flower spikes. All the flower spikes it still is holding on to. So that's the goal, keep those flower spikes on and see what kind of a display it'll give us next year. These 2 guys are chugging right along, doing great. That one's finally bloomed again. Beautiful. Like I said, for the most part, the phals, most of them are still blooming. There's a few that have finished blooming, and there's a couple that are eating their spikes already, and a few have even dropped a leaf, but we're trying to prevent that. For the most part, most of them are hanging in and doing really well, but it's just amazing the longevity of the blooms and how long they've been going. And there's some that are finishing up now, just starting to finish up. Maxillaria tenfolia, really pretty, beautiful scent on it. Coconut, really smells like coconut too. I mean, it's just amazing, this big phal is always blooming, just seems to love to bloom. And it's got 3 spikes. It's still blooming. It's one of the ones I need to get repotted, but we'll see how it turns out. I notice the air plant's even blooming. Like I said, just a quick look around, just a quick glimpse. CTNA Why Not? It's just about finished up blooming. Banfildera, Mystic Maze, Gilded Tower, beautiful flower spike on that. Doing great, but some of these I may have already shown, some of them I may have not, but as I get more situated out here, I promise I'll grab the camera and come out here and get a closer look at some of them and start talking about nutrients again, because I'm having to adjust and change what I'm feeding them right now already. So I'm making some big adjustments. So lots to talk about. Anyway, have a wonderful evening. I know I am. And thanks again for all the support, all the kind words, all the thoughts, all the prayers. It means the world to Jan and I. And have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.